All right. Hello, everybody.
Hey,
So me and Justin are here today to talk about something very exciting, credit scores and,
yay.
and what goes into your credit score. But before we get into this, back in my teaching days when I taught personal finance, students were always really anxious to learn about the stock market, of course, and
Yep.
how you can invest in the stock market to make millions of
Millions
dollars,
of dollars.
millions. And then the second most popular thing that was, hey, Mr. Johnson, when are we going to learn about this? Was credit scores.
That's kind of different. I didn't see that one coming.
Yeah.
Credit scores. Why do you think they would have this be their number two?
I didn't think about it much at the time, but now that I've been away from the class a while, I believe it's because their parents said, "Oh, you're taking a personal finance class. Learn how to get a good credit score." Because I didn't have one, and I couldn't get a loan for a car, or my interest rates were so high, or we were trying to get an apartment, and they look at credit scores,
Yep.
and we couldn't get this certain apartment that we wanted. So get a good credit score. Learn about that from personal finance class.
Nice. That makes
That's my
sense then.
guess. So we're
Cool.
going to go over these 5 things that go into our credit score, talk about them a little bit, give some examples, um, and then reference a couple other things too.
Nice. So let's start down here on the bottom and just kind of work our way around. This first one here is the length of credit history. So the length of credit history, when did you get your credit card and how long have you had it? Pretty straightforward,
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
The next one here is new credit. Are you getting a new credit card like every day, every year, right? So they just kind of want to make sure that you have credit and you're not just getting every single credit card.
Exactly.
Next one up here on the top is types of credit in use. So this one's kind of more your how are you using your credit? Is this your mortgage loan, your rent? Is this your auto loan, your car loan, right?
Personal loan.
Personal loan. So what types of loans do you have out? This big blue one up here on the top, this is your payment history. They want to make sure you actually pay back your debt,
Yeah,
right? The bank
exactly.
wants you to pay back the debt. So it's not just free money.
Exactly.
So that takes us all the way around to this one there.
And this last one is a little more interesting than these other ones. These other ones are pretty
You
straightforward.
gave me the boring ones?
Yeah, I'm giving Justin the boring ones. This fifth one takes 30% of your overall score, and it's amounts owed or credit utilization.
Yeah.
And the best way to explain this is through an example of, imagine you have $1,000 credit card, and every month you use $300 or less on it and pay it off in full. That is fantastic.
Yeah.
That is what they like to see, that you're disciplined, not using everything you can. 30% or lower is ideal, and that you pay it off every month.
Mm-hmm.
Someone else might use 90%, $900 every month and pay it off too, which is good. But future people that might loan you money are like, they're so close to using it all.
This guy's risky.
Yeah, what if they can't pay it off some month? They're kind of take it to the brink, so to speak. So credit utilization, amounts owed, is a big one to keep in mind that I think a lot of people forget.
Yeah.
So what else should we tell them about the credit scores that's important?
Well, I think, why do I need a credit score? You kind of hit on it while your students were asking, right?
Exactly.
So you mentioned car loans. How does a credit score affect your car loan?
Yeah. If you have a bad score, which we don't have them up right now, like in the 600s, let's say, they might give you a loan, but it might be, I'm making this up, of course, like 10%. Or someone else has a really good credit score and they might get a 6 or 7% rate. So that's hundreds of dollars that you could save,
Yeah.
because you have a good credit score. So that's really important.
Yeah.
One way you can build this up, if you are younger or want to teach this to someone else, is that when you're 18, I heard this story from someone that when they turned 18, they got a credit card, but the only time they used it was to buy gasoline. Otherwise, they used cash for everything else. So they were keeping that utilization score under 30%, paying it off every month. And it just slowly, because length of credit history is really important, slowly showed that they had the discipline and that they're using credit wisely. Yeah. So if you're younger and you're seeing this, that's one approach you can do. If you want to check your credit score, this is interesting. You can go to annualcreditreport.com. We'll have that in the show notes.
Down below.
And you can do this for free once a year. Why would someone want to check their credit report once a year?
Yeah, I think a big part is probably this thing called theft, identity theft.
Exactly.
Make sure somebody's not just using your credit to do whatever they want. Um, the other one is just to make sure that you can actually meet your goals, right? If you want to buy a car, if you want to buy a house, if you want to rent someplace, make sure that your credit is in a good place so that you can reach your goals.
Absolutely. Because you might not have used it for a few years, but someone might have stole your information, like Justin said,
Yeah,
and they might be messing with it. So if you can be proactive and find it before it's been beat up a lot, it's just going to save you a lot of hassle down the road to fix it.
true.
So definitely check it once a year. See,
Yeah,
hopefully your number progressing because you're making good decisions with all these things. And then when you want to buy that next car with some credit, or your first home or next home, hopefully you have the best credit score possible.
true.
So we're also going to reference a couple books on the bottom that if you want to take a deeper dive, that are really good. They'll go into a lot of nuts and bolts about credit scores. So consider checking these books out at the library. They're going to be referenced down below.
Perfect.
But besides that,
Yeah.
that's it. Anything else, Justin, you want to pass on?
No, I would just encourage you to go take a look at your credit score. You get one for free. And I know that there are some other places that, like Mint used to do, it used to be Mint, but now it's, I think, Credit Karma. They do it for free. So take advantage, find out where you're at, where do you sit, and how can you improve your credit score.
All right.
Yeah.
Thanks a lot, everybody.
See
Cheers.
ya.